Okay, so this might be a 10-minute sharing. I did this for church. They asked me to share. So this photo here was taken 2023, December 31st. So this was the last sunrise of 2023. And then, God's provisions that I felt God has provided. And I just highlighted a few things. There are so many things. Um, I just wanted to highlight with this slide that, like when I was sharing at church, that I believe in God not because I get things or blessings from God, but like God is still good even if I don't get these material or things working out or not working out in life. Like God is still good. And then just taking time to reflect is very helpful to just look back and see how God has provided. So I just highlighted four things. The top left corner is the PGDE, which was my postgraduate studies, graduating and getting licensed, and then getting a job. Now I'm in Okinawa, in Japan. There's many other things and thoughts tied to this. However, I'm just going to focus on these four things for now. Job offer, difficulty in family relationships, and then Okinawa finding the job, a car, and then having good relations with people at the right time. So I just highlighted four things that I felt like God provided for me in this year, 2024. Okay, so PGDE, you've probably already been acquainted with like sort of my story, how I got in. Here are like the hurdles that I had to face getting into the program. I applied late, 2 months past the deadline. University deadlines. If you pass it, then that's too bad. But I still got in the end, by God's grace. I didn't have the first year teaching experience. Next point, I wasn't working in a school, which I needed. It was one of the requirements. And then in between that, Dad had a major stroke in Canada while I was in Hong Kong. And that was, this is 2021. So just during 2021. And then I didn't have a principal's recommendation letter because I wasn't working in a school. And then there was an issue with my identification. My Hong Kong ID said Ryan Lam. My university from Canada, my bachelor's said something else. Yao Kin Lam Ryan. And then there was an issue with that. And as you know, in the past there was financial issues at home as well. So when I received an email from the Education University of Hong Kong in the picture there, they sent me an email and asked me for my identification. And if I wanted to prove my identity, I needed to find lawyers. And like already families facing financial issues, like the word lawyer really just told me to, forget this pursuit of this postgraduate program. And then I didn't prove my identity, but in the end I got accepted just 2 days after the university asking me to prove my identity, which is so crazy. And then finally the tuition of 42,000 Hong Kong dollars, which comes up to like about 6,000 Singapore dollars. And then 2 years later, from 2022, February 2022, that was when I was applying. And then for that year, 2021, the same year, September 2021, was when I started my postgraduate program. I got in by the grace of God. Afterwards, I found out that it's actually really competitive to even get into this PGDE, Postgraduate Diploma of Education program. Every year they only accept like about 200 students or less than that. But there's on average like over 1,000 applicants every year. So, and then the cohorts, my cohort was one, it's like there's two cohorts that spoke in English. The others were taught in Chinese. So my cohort was 12 people, and I think the other cohort was also 12 people. So, 12 is like really out of almost 200 or less students that are accepted per year, like my group was like out of 24 that spoke English, like English instruction. Anyway, so by December 2023, that's when I graduated. So the two people standing next to me is Sway and Clement. They knew about all these bullet points in between, and then they were the ones who provided me my tuition in full. So I was so grateful to get in. So, PGD, my licensure. So you knew about the picture prior to the slide prior, and this lady next to me is Miss Woolley. So as you can see, in December 2022, there was a Christmas event. I was volunteering there, and I met her. She worked at the Education Bureau, which is responsible for handing out and approving the new applicants, or like teachers, approving teachers to get that teaching license officially. So 2022 December, I met Miss Woolley, and then she's like, "Oh, like hurry up and like finish your studies, and like come, I'll help you like process your documents. No problem, no problem." Like, she's also Christian. And then I'm like, "Oh, I still have one semester left, not ready to, I'm not graduating yet." So a year later, I went to the Education Bureau office multiple times on December 28th at the top there in red. I went to the office multiple times because like I was missing documents. I needed to go to the lawyer office to like prove my identity and etc. I had to go multiple times to the office, and then the final time that I went to the office, inside the office there's 2 interview tables, so they would interview 2 applicants at a time. And then I'm talking in my broken Cantonese, Chinese, and then like the table next to me was Miss Woolley, and she was like, "Hey, like I recognize your voice. Hey, I know you." And then I was like, "Hey, I know you too." And then that's when Miss Woolley, on that day, she she met me there. Like, it wasn't planned. I didn't plan it. And then that day, she helped me check my documents, finalize it, and then send it to the right place. And she probably like signed something as well to like say, okay, everything's clear. The thing with this Miss Woolley was, she said she was like, if you come one day earlier, that means December 27th, I'm still on vacation. If you come one day later, December 29th, I'm retired. So like, that's just so crazy. And then, so December 28th was when I went to the office, and this is my registration certificate. If you notice on the bottom there of this registration certificate, it says December 29. So the day after, my registration certificate as a teacher was already approved and printed and signed, stamped as well. And I received it officially in the mail in January 17th. And then 2024. So all my PGDE, my cohort classmates, they submitted their documents back in September 2023, but they were still waiting for the licenses even after I received mine. So I'm pretty sure it's because of Miss Woolley. That's how I got mine even before my classmates, which is so crazy. So then OCSI, Okinawa Christian School International, that's OCSI. In April of 2024, I went to Okinawa for vacation. At the beginning of April, I moved homes again. I moved to home number 10. And at the end of April, I found out I'm moving again. Mainly because I went to Okinawa in April for vacation. This family is, so the man next to me is Kazuhiro, and then the woman next to me, the lady next to me is Mao. So Kaz and Mao, they have 4 kids. They used to be part of OCSI, the Okinawa Christian School that I'm working at right now. I just went to Okinawa for vacation, and then I wanted to visit the school that they were part of in the past. Right now they're based in Hong Kong. So I was like, "Oh, where's the school?" And then Kaz was like, "Oh, why don't you try and speak to the principal and like ask if they're hiring, let them know, you never know." And I didn't even think of that. I was like, "Whoa, that's a great idea." And then so I printed my resume from the hotel. And then the day that I went to visit the school was also the day that Taiwan had an earthquake. And then, so in Okinawa, there was an emergency warning to ask people to leave and evacuate their homes. So timing was like so crazy. Throughout throughout meeting the school at that time in April, at the beginning of April, the school's response was, okay, nice to meet you, but we are not hiring and we don't have posts. Like, we're not hiring. We don't need anyone. So then basically, I finished my vacation. I toured the school, met the principal, and then the response was, thanks for coming, we're not hiring. Like multiple times. And then, I finished the vacation. 1 week later, sent in my resume to the school again. 1 week later, I had an interview. 1 week later, the school said they're considering to open a new position to hire me. And then about a week later, job offer, which is the blue text underneath me. That's me on the top photo, doing scuba diving introductory dive, like the day before the tsunami warning happened. And then, now I am a grade 2 classroom teacher, teaching my first grade 2 classroom. And then, airfare was included, flying in, and then at the end of the contract, if my contract is not extended for next year, right now it's uncertain. Like, I haven't received a renewal contract yet. No, they also included basically the first 3 months of rent, and then monthly car gas compensation is also included. Not fully, but there is a compensation. Another thing, June and August, I went back to Canada, and difficult family relations. I use this photo, kintsugi, I think it's called. It's like a Japanese art form, broken pottery or ceramics, and then they use gold filling to stick it back together, something broken to make whole again. And then basically in June to August, I'm just learning to hold my boundaries, learning what is my responsibility and within the family, and what's not, and then expressing those boundaries in a calm and kind way. I won't dive too much into family details. There's so many things that could be said at another time, perhaps. And then here's the car in August until now, basically. So the black car in the left corner there is Kaz's car. So the Japanese family that I knew, Kaz's car. And then he lent it to me for as long as I needed, the black car. And I scratched his car 3 times. You see the corner, back and front. So by the 3rd time I scratched his car, I felt like it would be better if I found my own car, and if I scratched my own car, it wouldn't feel as bad. And owning my own car would be better. So actually, the timing was good, because the week that I scratched his car, Kaz's car, the 3rd time, I returned the car, and then this gentleman here next to me in the blue shirt is Kenneth, and he is a friend of Kazuhiro, this car's owner and friend from church, actually. So this is Ken, and then he used to be a veteran Marine, and then he knows cars because he is also living in Okinawa, and he knows he did a auto shop for the past 30 years in Okinawa, and he was the one who basically brought me around, and then we finally settled on this car that you might see on my Instagram sometimes. And it's cute. Before I came to Okinawa, I was using this car, and then Kaz allowed me to borrow his car, and I was sort of praying that, if I could have a cute car, that'd be nice. I mean, I don't need a cute car, but it'd be nice. I mean, the black car is okay. It's not cute. Anyway, so preference, timing and everything. I got a flat tire, and then at the right time as well, there's this security guy. So he's not a mechanic or anything, but it was past midnight, and he was it wasn't his responsibility, but he still helped me with my car by giving me extra air pump, so that my tires would hopefully hang on till the next day, until I could get my tires fixed with the punctured, losing air. And then here is a parent of my students. They are also from Hong Kong. For the past three years, they've been in Hong Kong. so many things. So basically, this gentleman here runs a rental car company on Okinawa. So if you're in Okinawa and you need a car, they could probably provide you with something. And his daughter is in my class, which is so good. And this is at the airport parking lot. He, because I know them, and he knew about my situation with the car. I was going to Hong Kong for 2 weeks, and then I was originally planning to keep the car at the airport for 2 weeks and then just pay the airport. But he decided and offered to help me take the car out of the airport, so I don't need to pay so much, which is really good. And then finally, the car, I took it onto an island and was able to enjoy a lot. Here, there's so many things with the car, like JCI number 1 is like inspection, and then so basically the timing was right. The inspection was taken care of. I didn't have to take care of it. The previous owner took care of the inspection. Here's like video of me taking the car in different places. Oopsies. And then the cost of the vehicle as well. Basically I only had like about 1,000-ish Singaporean dollars or so left, and then I still was looking for a car, willing to give up like maybe 900 Singaporean dollars and save a little bit for myself. In the end, basically I got the car for around 1,000 Singapore. So I had like maybe $1,200-300 left at the time. Didn't get my first paycheck yet. And then all these, like number 3 would be timing, places, and preferences. Everything just kind of checked out, and it worked out. And there's other things that I'm battling or like going through right now, but those are a few of the few things that I felt like God has provided me in the past year. And then that's the ending. Here's another like snippet of like the ocean, a little bit from my slide. Clear blue waters. So thanks for listening. Wow, it actually took about 17 minutes to try and cover these 4 highlights. So God has been gracious, and very, very thankful for all the friends and relations that God has placed in my life, despite ups and downs. Here's another angle of Okinawa. This is actually one of the islands called Ie, so Ie Jima. Jima means island, so Ie Island. And thanks for listening. Thanks for being part of my journey.